What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another Silver iPad Games podcast where SiG Talks Sports. Now, today's going to be a little different than usual. I do not have a guest joining me here today, so I'm just going to be talking by myself about NASCAR and how that's currently going. I haven't watched a NASCAR race in a minute. It's been a little bit. It's been a couple weeks, but I'm going to try and, understand what's recently happened. I know there was a race at Richmond Raceway in Virginia just yesterday, I believe, at the time of this recording. Which no, that won't be yesterday for you guys, but on Sunday, this Sunday, there was a race at the Richmond Raceway track, and of course, Denny Hamlin in the number 11 won that race. He has 46 points, or he got 46 points. I did not know. Oh, Joey Logano got second. Interesting. Yeah, so if you guys don't know that, I don't think anyone would know that, actually. But of NASCAR, Joey Logano is my favorite NASCAR racer. I actually have his autograph. I have an autographed sheet of paper from him. It shows like all of his accomplishments on it, and he signed it. It was pretty sweet. Kyle Larson came in third in that race. Martin Truex Jr. in the number 19 Toyota came in fourth. And what is his name? Christopher Elliott, I believe, if I remember correctly. Christopher Elliott in the number 9 Chevy came in fifth. So I believe that was, I believe that was Joey Logano's first top 5 this entire year of NASCAR. He's only had one top 10, I believe, which, it should be higher than that, but, everyone has their, not downfall, but everyone has a low, just like Joey Logano, NASCAR Championship winner 2018 and NASCAR Championship winner for the NASCAR Cup Series in 2022, which is pretty cool because he's number 22, so, fit perfectly. And, number 6 through 10, number 6, Christopher Bell, number 20, Toyota, William Byron, is that his name? Yeah, William Byron, in the 24 Chevy, came in 7th. And just following him, Brad Keselowski in the, what's his car? The number 6 Ford, I believe, came in 8th place. And Tyler Reddick in 10th in the number 45 Toyota. And Chris, I don't even remember how to say his name, but he came in he came in 9th with the number 17 Ford. So yeah, that seemed like a pretty good race. Denny Hamlin in first, he's always winning those races. I think that's his 52nd win now, maybe. In just a normal regular season win. Which honestly that's impressive, but he still does not have a NASCAR Cup win. I don't think he has a championship yet. But yeah, he has like 51, 52 wins. Joey Logano, I can't believe he didn't get first there. He did not, but he wasn't leading in first a single lap this race, which, that's kind of unfortunate. I thought he would do pretty good that race because I thought he was familiar with Richmond Raceway, Joey Logano's been racing for a long time in NASCAR. I think he's been racing since 2009, I believe, which maybe 2007, I don't know. But before I was born, this guy's been racing in NASCAR, which you got to give it to him. He's been in NASCAR for a long time, and he's not just some nobody. He's good. He's a good racer. He is that guy. But Joey Logano is if we go to the standings, Joey Logano is not even that high up. Yeah, he's probably not even going to be in the playoffs this year. He's in 19th place, and playoffs go from 1st through 16th place. And the thing about Joey Logano, he's had 2 poles this season. 2 poles, if you're new to NASCAR and don't know what a pole is where you win like this mini race right before the actual race. And if you win that mini race, you start first in the big, like the actual race. So Joey Logano, for example, this year, one of the first races, the infamous Daytona 500, he had the pole for that race. So he started first. And I believe by the end of that race, he had crashed, I believe, which very unfortunate, you know. He was in first. He led so much. He led a lot of that race. Denny Hamlin has had one pole with 2 wins. Joey Logano with 2 poles and 0 wins. I think he has the most poles of anyone. Yeah, looking here in the NASCAR Cup Series, Joey Logano has had the most poles, but the least amount of wins. He has, well, not the least, but he has 0 wins, just like a lot of other people. Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, I like Christopher Bell too, and Daniel Suarez all have at least 1 win. Joey Logano has 2 top 10 finishes and 1 top 5 finish, so very interesting. Each time Kyle Larson has finished in top 10, he finished in top 5, which is good, and he has 1 win. But yeah, Joey Logano does not have enough points. If he wants to pass Brad Keselowski, he needs to get 14 points or 15 points next time. And, well, more than that because Brad's going to get more. But, you know, at this point, Joey Logano just has to hope because he doesn't have enough points there. And someone who I thought would have more points too, I like this guy. His name is Bubba Wallace. I think he's the only African American racer in NASCAR, which is pretty cool. Where? Yeah, he's in 15th. Yeah, he's doing pretty good. He's in 15th. He is going to the playoffs as of right now if he stays where he's at. But yeah, like I said, Joey Logano is not currently he would not be able to go to the playoffs. Denny Hamlin's in first with 252 points. He could go to the playoffs. Obviously, Kyle Busch and Bubba Wallace as well. Kyle Busch, I've known him for a while. I watched NASCAR for. I remember I would just, if I was bored, you know, just chilling in my breezeway or my living room, I would just turn on NASCAR and see what was happening. I was like, I don't even remember, maybe 7 or 8 when I would just do that. I'd be like, "Ooh, let's see NASCAR," and you know, obviously, I hate to say this, but sometimes the crashes, are the most entertaining because think about it. Before you say, "Hey, that's offensive," they could die. The last person to die in a NASCAR crash was 2001, Dale Earnhardt, and it was only because he didn't want to put on a safety restraint or this safety thing that they had just added to NASCAR, which would better protect the racer from impact upon or crashes, upon impact. He didn't want to wear it, so he didn't, and then a crash happened. It wasn't even that bad of a crash, and he died. But yeah, no one has died since that, 2001. So the crashes, even though they do sometimes get like bruises and stuff, they're kind of entertaining because it either helps, like for example, Denny Hamlin, if Joey Logano is right on his tail, Joey Logano crashes, but not into Denny Hamlin, then of course that will help Denny Hamlin. Or it could completely turn around someone's entire season, which you know, just like in the NFL or the MLB or the NBA, any other sport, as soon as you get an injury or a minor injury, you're out for a few games, a few weeks, or even like the entire season, like the NFL. We saw with Aaron Rodgers, the first game, I think it was the 4th play of the entire season, the entire game too. He gets injured and he's injured for the rest of the season. So yeah, that's what happens, It can happen, the injuries, but injuries don't happen that much in NASCAR though. I remember a pretty bad one last year. One of the first playoff races. I don't remember who it was, but this guy flipped like 8 times. Might have been, I don't know who it was. I don't think it was Ryan Blaney, but that name sounds like it could have been him. Like it was familiar, but I don't think so. But yeah, also I started watching the NASCAR series on Netflix. That's actually not a bad series. Netflix is very good with like shows like that. The Netflix originals are just great. They're just they're all usually really good. Well, not to sidetrack anymore, but back to NASCAR. Last place is some name I don't even know how to pronounce. Jimmy Johnson is in 38th place with just 9 points. I don't know what's happening there. How you can only have 9 points. But Ryan Preece, did he win the NASCAR championship last season? I don't even remember who won the NASCAR championship in 2023. But it was him, Ryan Blaney or Ryan Preece. I don't remember who it was. It wasn't Martin Truex Jr. Yeah, I don't remember who it was. But also something I haven't watched in a while is the Craftsman Truck Series, which if you haven't watched that, it's pretty much NASCAR, but they're driving in like trucks. But they still go like 180, 990, 200 miles per hour. It's crazy. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then you got Austin Cindric in 20th, right behind Joey Logano. So yeah, and then yeah, I can't believe Joey Logano finished second. He finally did something good recently because it's been a while since he had done anything. All right, guys, we're gonna take a break from this as of right now. We're gonna head into some advertisements, and I'll catch you back in a few seconds. What's up, guys? It's SiG here. Are you getting excited for summer like me? Well, if you are, then you may be in need of a baseball cap. Head over to bit.ly/sig_shop and buy a Silver iPad Games hat for a low, limited price of just $13.99. Yes, that's bit.ly/sig_shop. bit.ly/sig_shop. All right, everyone, we are back from those ad breaks. Hope you got something from those and are channeling your mind back to NASCAR, listening to my voice here talking about NASCAR. Right now, we're going to be answering a few Q&A questions, and I'm going to be going into detail on who I think will win the NASCAR Cup Series Championship for 2024. So first, let's head into the first question here. Who are my top 3 favorite NASCAR drivers, and what specifically do you admire about each of them? All right, this is a good question. Thought this was going to be asked. So my third favorite, I'm going from third, second, and then first. My third favorite is Christopher Bell. I just love the way the guy just maneuvers around everyone, around other racers. He avoids crashes pretty well. As if I remember correctly. Yeah, I don't remember him actually getting into many crashes. So obviously that's good. Doesn't damage his car, doesn't he's a good racer overall. My second favorite is probably Bubba Wallace. He's a funny guy off the track, He's like I said earlier, he's the first, or he's not the first, but he's the only African American in the NASCAR lineup right now, which is, an accomplishment on its own. And yeah, like I said, I think he's a funny guy. He was funny in the Netflix series. Yeah, he's just a funny guy. He says jokes, and he's just a nice guy too. He plays for a good team. In NASCAR. So yeah, I think he's a good guy. And my favorite NASCAR racer, if you could already tell, is Joey Logano. I love the way he thinks. If you watch the NASCAR show, he says he doesn't want to be anyone's friend on the track. He is there to compete. He's there to beat everyone else, and he's there to be the best NASCAR racer, which he has shown that he is one of the best current NASCAR racers. Probably top 50 all time, maybe probably top 50 is generous enough. he doesn't want to become friends with the racers. He wants to become enemies with them, and he wants to beat them, and he wants to, he doesn't want to like be like, "Oh yeah, that was a good game, man." Like if someone says a good game to him, he'll say good game back or good race or good job, but he's not going to say it first. He's not that kind of guy, which isn't, it's not mean. It's just, yeah, he is competing against them. He can't be like, "Dude, you're such a good racer. I want to be like you." That makes no sense. You can't be doing that. So yeah, that's what I admire about Joey Logano. He's there to fight, like I said, and yeah, he's not there to like if you years ago, I forgot who it was. It might have been see, there's so many Kyles. I think it was Kyle Busch. I think Kyle Busch. Yeah, I think him and Kyle Busch were like not good. They were like enemies to each other. Joey Logano and yeah, I believe it was Kyle Busch. But yeah, he does not like yeah, Kurt Busch. Yeah, that's it. It's Kurt Busch. In 2016, July of 2016, it was Joey Logano and Kurt Busch. I thought it was Kyle Busch. Huh, okay. Oh, and he doesn't like Martin Truex Jr. either. Oh, it's Kevin Harvick. That's who I'm thinking of. Kevin Harvick. Him and Kevin Harvick, they butt heads a lot, bro. You see him like if you just look up Joey Logano and Kevin Harvick, you'll just find videos of them after a race. Joey Logano just staring down Kevin Harvick, and they walk over to each other and just start arguing. Then they start getting physical, and it's like, oh boy, take them off each other. But yeah, that's what I admire about Joey Logano. He's there to fight. He's there to win. He's not there to just, you know, yeah, it was a good game. He wants to build off the game or the race, if he just lost. If he comes second, he's going to be mad at, what's his name? The guy who got first, what I'm talking about. Denny Hamlin, you know? So yeah, that's what I admire about all three of those NASCAR drivers. Second question here, can I share a memorable moment of or race involving your favorite NASCAR driver and what made it special to you? Now this one is a good question. This is not of my favorite NASCAR driver, but that photo finish at Atlanta Motor Speedway just about a month ago, that was absolutely insane. Daniel Suarez won by 0.003 seconds. I don't think that had ever happened before, did it? I don't think so, but 0.003 seconds is absolutely insane. In a slow motion, you hardly can even tell. You can hardly even see that. 0.003. Like, that has to be slowed down so much for you to even see that. Daniel Suarez, I gained some respect for that race. That was absolutely insane. Again, I think Joey Logano crashed that race, but we're not talking about him there. But yeah, of course. He crashes a lot, I noticed. Joey Logano. I don't even know how they fix NASCARs, but yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, that was an insane race. I think second place or third place was I know Denny Hamlin, I believe, was in the top 3 or at least top 5, maybe top 10, I don't know. But yeah, that crazy race, that was a crazy photo finish from Atlanta Motor Speedway. That was one of my favorite things I've ever seen in NASCAR. The announcers were going crazy, everyone was going crazy, didn't know who won. They had to slow it down. They couldn't even tell who it was like at the race. Like 10 minutes later, I think they finally had announced who the official winner was at Atlanta Motor Speedway, but it took a while because 0.003 seconds. Like, dude, that's that's insane. Third question here. NASCAR drivers often have unique personalities both on and off the track. Who do you think is the most entertaining driver in the current NASCAR lineup and why? This is a good question. I like this question. Like I said, Bubba Wallace, he's a funny guy. Joey Logano, I think he's funny too. And Joey Logano, he has a whole family. You're in NASCAR, just like being in the NFL and you already have a family, or being in baseball in the MLB or the NBA or the NHL, and you have a family that you're paying the bills for, and you're making millions of dollars a year, if not more. And you know, not only are you a good family member to your kids or to your wife or to your husband or whatever, but you're a good racer, you're funny, and I feel like that would be Joey Logano. He has a family already, and just from seeing the Netflix show, they had his family in the they had his family in the show, and it was just funny. You could see his kids, and I feel like there was someone else in there too. They also showed their kids. I forgot who exactly that was. That might have been Ross Chastain or Tyler Reddick, one of the two, I think. I'm not really sure at the moment, but one of them, their kids were shown in the NASCAR series on Netflix. But if you haven't watched those 5 episodes on Netflix, I recommend you watching that just so you can become a NASCAR fan and understand NASCAR, especially the playoffs. Playoffs can be pretty confusing, but the show's fun. It's entertaining. Show's entertaining. It follows the 2023 playoffs from last year, and it was a good show. I actually liked it. Game helped me gain more knowledge on NASCAR, even though I already, have knowledge, but helped me gain more. So maybe it could help you guys too. So yeah, it's a pretty good show. But back to unique personalities, both on and off the track. Joey Logano, Ross Chastain, or the other guy, and Bubba Wallace. They're all good people. They're all funny. I like how, like I said, Joey Logano, he wants to become enemies with the racers and not be friends, because if you're friends with the racers, then you're not going to have much motivation on and off the track to beat them in like an upcoming race. So, yeah, very good racers. I like all these races they're really good. Fourth question here. Driver performance can vary from season to season. Which NASCAR driver do you believe is currently in top form, who is in bottom form, and what makes their driving stand out to you? So this is an interesting question I've been thinking about. But it's definitely got to be Denny Hamlin. He's in his prime. He was in his prime last year. He just did not have a good ending in the playoffs. But he's got 252 points, dude. That's 2 wins, 1 pole. He has 2 top 5 finishes, 3 top 10 finishes. And he has almost the most points. I don't know how Martin Truex Jr. has more points than him. Yeah, see, points can get kind of confusing. But yeah, Martin Truex Jr. doesn't even have a win yet. He just has 2 top 5s and 10 top 10s. Sorry, 5 top 10s. But yeah, Denny Hamlin, definitely in his prime. He has just a great driving, he's just good at driving. I don't know how else to put it, but he's just good at not crashing most of the time, except for last year in the playoffs. That did not go too well. And someone who's not in their top form, as you could already tell by what I've been saying about Joey Logano, it's Joey Logano. 2 poles, and he crashed, I believe, both of those races. 1 top 5, 2 top 10s, and not a single win. And he has only 149 points at the time of this recording. So that's, he can improve. But he's had 2 NASCAR Cup Series Championships already. What else could he ask for? But yeah, Denny Hamlin, he's great shape. Martin Truex Jr. and Christopher Bell in the number 20. They're all great racers, and they all are doing really good this year. If you had to ask me, I think they're doing great, doing better than other years. Denny Hamlin, can he get a 60th win soon? He has 52 now, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, that's how it is. And the fifth question here, I already answered this one in the beginning, but NASCAR drivers form strong connections with their fans. Have you ever had the opportunity to meet or interact with one of your favorite drivers? And if so, what was that experience like? So I think I was just chilling. It was 2019, and my mom was telling us that there was going to be a NASCAR racer at Planet Fitness. Like, this Planet Fitness was very close to us. And I'm like, all right, let's go. And I only watched NASCAR like a little bit at the time. I wasn't like huge fan of it, but like I said, I'd like go down to my living room or breezeway and just watch NASCAR if I was bored. And yeah, I remember we went to Planet Fitness, and I'm like, wait a second, is that Joey Logano? And yeah, because my mom hadn't told me who it was. She just said a NASCAR driver was going to be at the Planet Fitness very close to our house. And yeah, it turned out it was Joey Logano. We got to take a picture with him, and he signed uh, his autograph on this little piece of paper that had all of his achievements on it. It showed like the Planet Fitness advertisement on it. It was sick. I still have it framed actually. And yeah, that was extremely cool. That experience was awesome. I hope I get to have that opportunity again for like not only Joey Logano but any racer to, you know, come near me like uh because that was an advertisement with Planet Fitness, so maybe that could happen again with Planet Fitness or like a gas station brand like Sunoco, because I think that they're the official gas brand of NASCAR. I think, yeah, I think they are. So yeah, that was cool. If you guys ever had that opportunity, go get the autograph, even if you don't know who it is, because that could have been any racer that I didn't know. I knew Joey Logano. I had watched him. He had just won the national, or not national, the NASCAR championship the year before, so that was really cool. But yeah, those were all 5 Q&A questions. But yeah, that photo finish by Daniel Suarez by 0.003 seconds. Absolutely insane. Can't even believe that happened. But yeah, guys, I think that about wraps up this podcast here for today. Thank you all for joining me if you're still listening now. Thank you everyone for listening. I will see you guys in the next podcast. This was episode 4, and I will see you all in the next YouTube video on Silver iPad Games, or Rockin' with SiG, or the next podcast here on SiG Talks Sports. Peace out, everyone.